Are live. Hi everyone. My name is n0toh. I'm here with DJ Thed on commentary, and welcome to Command and Conquer Renegade 80%.
Hello, hello.
I'm very excited for this run. This is a very fun category, and we're gonna have a whole lot of fun with it. So, to start things off, 80% is ran on the easiest difficulty in the game, the Recruit difficulty, which gives you, compared to Soldier, double health, and compared to Commando, like times 5 or 6 health. And it has the world's worst auto-aim that will make things harder for us. We'll see a little bit about that as we get into the run. This run is very optimized and has some cool tricks, but we'll see those along the way. So, in terms of time starts when I press recruit. We will, just fix one thing really fast in my setup that I have to do for this. Cool. All right, there we go. And time starts when I press recruit. So 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so this is Scorpion Hunters. We get a minute-long cutscene here as we start the game. So Command & Conquer Renegade is a first and third person shooter where we are the Commando Havoc. This takes place during the plot of the first Command & Conquer game, which is an RTS game, which features these brown-yellow guys, the GDI, against the terrorist organization, the Brotherhood of n0toh. Now, we are Commander for GDI, and we're gonna go save their butts a whole lot of times in this game. But yeah, so Scorpion Hunters as a level, this is the least skilled level in the entire game. It is entirely RNG, and we'll see a little bit about that RNG as we progress throughout. Yeah. So, first things first, are the GGI forces, they're gonna get ambushed, and we're gonna go help them. And by help them, we're gonna be really mad at them for not making us go fast. That's actually what's gonna happen. Yeah, we'll see this game. We'll see how this goes. So to start things off, we're about to gain control. So Renegade has 2 modes, first and third person. We're gonna be running in first person basically the entire time. Thed, you want to explain a little bit about the differences between them?
Yes. So, it's mostly preference, whichever one you want to use for the majority of the run. However, there are some specific use cases for each one. The main use case for first person is that bullets shoot most of the time out of your face, which means you can sort of do a head glitch where you just barely peek your head over. You can shoot enemies like without exposing yourself like at all. But in third person, you have a lot more visibility. You can see a lot more that's going on around you. But the main difference between what you shoot is your bullets will be coming out of your gun instead of your face, so you can't do the head glitch thing in third person. But otherwise, it doesn't really matter which one you run in.
So to start this off, this first part of the level is actually an auto-scroller in disguise. We just have to kill certain enemies to make sure the auto-scroller progresses, which I am doing. And then there's going to be one major section of RNG. Why did my game audio just be weird? Okay, that was weird. There's one major section of RNG throughout this level, which is Rocket Guy. This helicopter spawns, and it's up to Rocket Guy whether he hits that shot, and he misses.
Yeah.
So that costs us 10 seconds. That's just completely RNG of whether he decides he wants to hit the shot or not. After we kill the things that come out of the helicopter, the level progresses to the next section. So, thanks Rocket Guy. All mistakes in Renegade are Rocket Guy's fault.
Just for reference, the success rate for Rocket Guy hitting his shot is like less than 10%. It's very rare.
I think it's a little bit higher than that.
For me, it's not.
Alright, so we're gonna get this tank repaired, and we're gonna enter this tank. This isn't super relevant for this level, but with my tank movement, you will notice the way I steer is very incremental. This is a technique called tap steering, and it's basically due to the fact that in Renegade, if you turn with a vehicle, you kill all of your momentum very fast, so it's important to very much incrementally steer. You saw me kill that Humvee back there, just to save a couple seconds so it doesn't get in my way, and now we are going to blow up these SAM sites. So, this SAM site for some reason in the game just has a whole lot of HP, whereas this one does not, and now the level will progress after we kill these two, so we just have to wait for about a minute. And we are going to pick up these rocket launchers as ammo in this game carries throughout the levels, so these rocket launcher bullets will be very helpful. But in this interim, I guess I'll explain the major theme of the Renegade speedrun, which is that Renegade is very much a speedrun about not shooting at your opponents. Shooting people is slow, and so it's very much a question of can we get away with not shooting as many people as possible.
Around here, we usually like to call that YOLOing. So we
Yeah.
refer to it as a lot.
Yeah, so it's very much about tanking bullets and having good judgment of whether you can actually get away with taking these bullets or not. So now we have this cutscene as the mission ends, and then we will progress onwards to level 2. That was about average for Scorpion Hunters in terms of how the RNG works. Every event in that level is on an auto-scroller that's kind of random of when it completes, which is kind of terrible, actually. But now we move on to the not RNG levels. First things first, Rescue and Retribution. So, Rescue and Retribution is a level that's very tightly optimized. We will see a couple major skips inside of it, as well as we will see very precise lines, because the straight line is fastest, and we will be taking that as much as possible. So first things first, you might notice that I'm jumping. Thed, you want to explain what that's about?
Yes. So in this game, when you're walking on any kind of slope, your horizontal velocity is sort of transferred into your vertical velocity a little bit, reducing your overall horizontal velocity. However, that isn't applied to when you're in the air. So if you're jumping while on a slope, you're technically reaching your max speed horizontally more than you would be while staying on the ground.
Yeah.
Now I have a question.
So,
have you found Captain Duncan yet, by the way? I've heard he's been missing around here somewhere.
No, I'm gonna go look for him over here, actually. Oh, even those AIs that I definitely skipped saving are gonna ask if I found Captain Duncan yet or not.
Well, let me know when you find him. I've been looking for him myself. So.
Yeah, I really would like to find him, personally. He seems like a really nice guy. But yeah, so we're gonna progress onwards here. And in fact, we just did a thing called Duncan Skip, which is a skip found by Rudder and Duke that saves about 15 seconds. Where Captain Duncan is a very nice man, and he gives you super weapons to blow up a building at the end of this level, which will be necessary to progress. However, you can blow up that building without the super weapon using a little bit of glitching, haha, that we will be doing. But no, we're gonna keep looking for Duncan, just in case we find him. We're gonna jump into this river, and we are going to... This is a developer-intended shortcut that allows you to skip a tank section of the level, which is very nice because we don't want to get in a tank because that's slow. We're going to come up with the church here. We're going to go for the shot for good luck. Got it.
Nice.
Yeah. I got clergy shot, which is the sign of ultimate good luck in the run, where your boss yells at you for committing war crimes, rightfully so.
Kind of par for the course for Havoc, though, isn't it?
It very much is par for the course. Our main character, Havoc, is a little bit of a rule breaker. Alright, so coming up here, we're going to get through a section that's a little bit intense, especially because I just took that damage. This guy dropped armor, but my health is low, so I have to take this a little bit slow. I'm going to make a safety save here, because it's faster to jump off this cliff. Our mental health is fine, we're just interested in going fast. And then we're going to shoot that rocket, and notice how I am very low HP. Kill that guy, and then we're going to head up here. So we're going to come up with this communication center. We need to blow it up to be able to free prisoners that completes this level. And so yeah, now is the actual part of Duncan Skip, where we're going to be the reason why we could justify skipping Duncan giving us a super weapon. And this is called Sniper Duncan Skip. This is the harder version of it that's a little bit faster. Got it. Alright. Then you want to explain what happened there?
Yeah. So that's another perk of being in first person. There's a weird bug in this game on the stock patch where if you line yourself up against the wall in a very specific way, it can be any wall in the game, in a very specific way, you can shoot through it with most guns in the game. And what he just did there is he shot through a wall to hit a master control terminal, which in Renegade is basically the weak point, the heart of a building. So if you shoot that, it'll kill a building extremely quickly, even with a sniper rifle. So yeah, that's explanation.
Yeah. And there's a big subtlety there, is that inside that building, there's actually an engineer who likes killing that building, so
Oh
I shot
yeah.
the building beforehand to bait the engineer's repair on, like, 1 damage, so that his repair wouldn't be in time for the building kill. Otherwise, he would out-repair my damage, and it would take more time. So upcoming here, this is Armored Assault. This is a vehicle level with another big skip, which is actually the first big skip in terms of Renegade's history that was found. Actually, I guess except for Deadly Reunion. So this is mostly a vehicle level. We're going to start off with the Humvee. We're going to see tap steering quite a bit again, where I'm going to be incrementally turning to avoid momentum loss. But it is a little bit less relevant with this Humvee because it has pretty good acceleration compared to the tanks. But most of this level so far, most of this level will just be driving in a straight line until we get to the big skip. So a little bit about the plot of Renegade. We are looking for 3 scientists who have been kidnapped by the non-terrorists. So we're gonna go try to rescue them, and we heard they were over here. Along the way, we're a little bit scared about running into our ex-girlfriend, who now works for the terrorists. But don't worry, she'll come up. So now we're going to switch out this Humvee for this buggy, because this buggy is a little bit faster. But notice how this buggy has actually quite a bit less health. So, it will be necessary for a trick later that we actually maintain this buggy's health quite well. So that is easier said than done, actually. The first step in maintaining this buggy's health is to dodge this shot, which is the easy part. You can fairly easily get a read on where that artillery is leading its shot from and just accordingly dodge. But now comes up the hard part and the first run killer of the Renegade run. I hope I get this first try. So first things first, we're going to kill these trucks in our way. This is the fastest doable lineup for this. And basically, there's this tank in front of us, and it's going to shoot us once, and we need to dodge the second shot. And it's essential that we dodge the second shot. Here's my setup. Got it. That is not trivial. So there, we drove in such a way to bait how it led its shot to basically miss. There are a lot of setups for that. I did the fastest one there, but also, to be honest, the least consistent one in terms of how tight you need to make your turn. But now we're going to keep driving past. That tank shot is easier to dodge. There's a rocket guy there. And every time we see a rocket guy, my heart skips a little. Yeah. There are 2 enemies we are scared of in Renegade. Rocket soldiers, aka rocket guys, and snipers. Because they can both headshot us. Okay, that was a little bit scary. They can both headshot us. Yes, rocket launchers can headshot this game, and they one-shot us. Both of those one-shot. So, even on this easy difficulty. So, we can just die instantly due to if there's a rocket soldier or a sniper in our presence. And so that's a little bit terrifying. There's a rocket soldier behind this tank here. We're going to snipe him. We don't actually care about this tank. It won't shoot us unless we aggro it, which we haven't. And then we are going to drive through here, kill this turret, kill this truck in our way, kill this turret. But yeah, we are going to be terrified throughout the run of rocket soldiers and snipers. They're the only enemies who inspire fear in Havoc's brain.
Even GDI rocket guys aren't very pleasant to deal with in this game, so...
Yeah, even our friendly rocket guys are a little bit mean. Alright, upcoming here is Dam Skip. This is the big skip of this run. This saves about a minute. And we are going to see me try to get it. Said you want to explain it while I focus?
Yeah, so this is called Dam Skip. And normally what you're supposed to do is go down the elevator and destroy a master control terminal down there to deal with the locked door ahead past the obelisk. But that takes time. Nice. So going down the elevator and destroying it yourself is going to take a lot of time. So what we do is we just place C4 around where it is from the exterior side and blow it up that way. That takes a lot more C4, but it still is possible because explosions do phase through walls in this game.
Yeah. And so when we blow that up, that opens that big door in front of us. I didn't blow it up until after I got in the buggy because there's 2 ways your buggy can behave there, or actually the obelisk, that laser tower, can behave there. It can shoot your buggy fast or slow, which is dependent on whether previous AIs baited its shot or not. So it's RNG. And we got a fast buggy there, aka the obelisk decided not to shoot us, so we actually drove the buggy all the way to the door before it blew us up. And actually, if I blew up the C4 there ahead of time, I would have driven all the way through. That was a really fast buggy. But I took a little bit of time loss to do the more consistent strat, which is where you wait to blow it up after the fact, where that saves you time in the average case, where the obelisk will kill your buggy very fast. And that's actually why we needed to maintain our buggy's health, because our buggy needed to have enough health to not be dead by that point, because that obelisk will one-shot us if we're on foot. So we need to use it to tank the obelisk shot, as opposed to going around and turning off its power, which is the developer-intended route. But we're going to kill that rocket guy. We're going to now head through these tunnels. This is just a kind of simple on-foot section. Run in straight line, go burr, shoot guys in our way. But yeah, that dam skip, it's not trivial, but at the same time, it's pretty consistent once you know it. The real hard part is actually maintaining your buggy's health ahead of time there, and dodging the several rocket soldiers on your way and the tanks on your way, which we pulled off pretty seamlessly. But yeah, so we got the dam skip cleanly, and now we are going to head into this Hand of Nod to chase down these scientists, again, ignoring a lot of enemies in our path. Luckily, these elevators are pretty fast. And we are going to go for Chef Kill to double bust the run. Got it.
So I still find it funny that Locke scolds you for killing him.
Yeah, so your boss will scold you for killing the enemy with a flamethrower there, who will shoot you if you let him. He'll, like, yell at you. That's because in the game, he's misprogrammed as a civilian and not as an enemy. So now we have a 40-second cutscene where we explain the plot of the game. Those three people are the scientists we're trying to rescue. And that dude with the beret is the big bad guy of Renegade, Ravachol. Right? And so, rather annoyingly, we don't take the shot there. But now we see our ex-girlfriend, Sakura. And I'm not sure about this. We had a debate about this on Sunday when Fed ran 100%. But that's n0toh, who's supposedly Sakura's boyfriend. We just tried to kill him, but a grunt got in his way. Now, there's supposed to be a boss fight here. But the developers really didn't think about the fact that we could just jump off this roof and avoid the boss fight, which would be caused by us going back down the elevator. And that is Armored Assault. Yeah, so we just completely ran past a boss fight that we could have otherwise skipped. Alright, upcoming the plotter ups. So, we just got into that plane, and our ex-girlfriend just shot us down onto this volcanic island. Huh, I wonder why I said the detail volcanic and if that will come back later. So, first things first, we're going to just jump up here, and we're going to ignore every enemy in our path if they are in our path. Now, this follows the theme of many Renegade runs, where our side, GDI, is going to yell at us for help, and we are going to opt not to. Where, firstly, we have the gunboat Captain so who is very sad that we are not helping him. I don't get Tiberium jump. That's a field of Tiberium, which in the Command & Conquer lore is basically this radioactive material. And you can pixel perfect jump to avoid the damage there, but I didn't hit it. It's not very important. And then now we're going to continue to progress throughout this level as our ex-girlfriend taunts us kind of repeatedly in her helicopter that she just shot us down with. And so now we're going to take another developer-intended shortcut. This one's a little bit scarier than the previous one because we're going to walk through this radioactive patch of Tiberium that can do a lot of damage to us. So we're going to continually take damage. We're going to try to kill these chem warriors to have them drop armor or health. That will make this a little bit more sustainable, but they don't. That's no big deal because our armor going into that was fine, so we don't really care. This is like more than fine.
Most times in any percent when you're on the easiest difficulty, that's a really free path anyway. It's a bit harder on Soldier, but it's still possible.
Yeah, it's not very hard because, to be honest, we don't really need our health in this level. None of the enemies really do enough damage for us to care. I'm not going to bother picking up that armor because it deviates from my straight line. And now we get into the Nod base section. We're going to pull out our sniper rifle, shoot this guy, shoot this guy. There are 3 officers. Officers can spawn in reinforcements. I missed the trick shot, unfortunate. Get that guy. That's one of the... There's one more officer who's right here. And we're going to kill them all as we progress through here. The AIs feel like they're doing funny dances right now, which is actually going to be annoying in this one section upcoming. Because what we need to do is go into that building to our right and download the data of where the scientists went for the plot. But we need to grab a keycard to enter. So I'm going to shoot around to bait this officer to run towards me, and then grab his keycard that he drops to get into that building. I shot there. I was shooting ahead of time there to make sure to bait him to run forward, because enemies in Renegade very much behave off of the sound they hear. That's definitely the primary way they aggro onto you. So I was shooting my gun there to make sure they aggroed onto me, so he ran towards me. Okay, my health is a touch low for this section. This is a little bit scary. But we are going to head into Comm Center, where we are going to head into this kill room right here. Blow up that turret. That was a really nice health pickup. That was really good RNG. We are going to download this, and you might have seen me instant 180 there. In Renegade, there is an instant 180 button, and I get elevator trolled.
Oh, oh no.
So that elevator usually will be down, but now we have a boss fight. Boss fight's over. And now that was our ex-girlfriend in the helicopter, and we just shot her helicopter down into a volcano. Plot armor dictates that she will survive this, don't worry. We did just shoot her. She just survived a combined helicopter crash into a volcano. Don't question it, okay? Whatever you do,
Renegade.
do not
It's
question.
Renegade. There's lots of plot armor, so I
There's
think that's
so
the
much
actual
plot armor.
possible canonical explanation.
But yeah, so that boss fight follows the string of other Renegade boss fights that we will see throughout this run, which is that boss fights are not exactly real in this game, in the any percent speedrun. We kind of make short work of them. Alright, so we run. The volcano blows up because we shot a helicopter into it. Physics. And now we're going to run to a submarine to escape on it. And then that submarine takes us to a ship to stow away. It's my favorite level in the game. It was a little bit execution intensive. So we're on a ship. We know there's prisoners on board. We're going to go rescue them. I shoot that conveniently placed explosive barrel to kill some enemies. And I'm going to run through the ship. So, yeah, here's... Stowaway is rather tightly optimized in terms of how the lines we take. We're going to basically, for the first part of this, just run through the ship. Yeah. The objectives in this level are fairly random, so we just kind of need to walk from point A to point B quite a bit. There's this teaser for the future part of the game with the Tiberian mutant. It's going to show up later. Then we are going to walk to this elevator. I'm intentionally not killing this guy, because when I kill him, he's going to spawn into a Tiberian mutant. Jump up this elevator to save a couple frames. Wait till this elevator triggers, and then grab this armor, and then get on this elevator just in time. And then now we come to the upper deck, and the first of the very tightly optimized sections of this level. So there are prisoners below us and a first mate above us, and we need to kill the first mate and rescue the prisoners. The order doesn't matter, but this is more efficient. So we're going to kill that guy to give his keycard to enter here, and then now we're going to enter into killing first mate section, pick up this armor for safety. Probably wasn't necessary. And now we're going to head into this room and kill a bunch of dudes who are guarding the first mate. So we're going to shoot him in the face, miss our shots on the flamethrower guys, jump down these stairs. That was a bad jump. It cost me time, actually, because I was too far towards it. And then now we're going to head all the way back down to now rescue the prisoners. That guy was in my way. Kill the scientist because it's funny and makes Thed mad. And now we get the best cutscene in Renegade.
Vacation's over, guys. What's with him? He's sick. We gotta find a way to get him out of here. We'll take the sub. You got the control key? Not yet. Get going. I'll meet you there. You're going up against the whole crew by yourself? Don't seem fair, does it? Maybe I'll shoot left-handed.
So that's the most iconic line of this entire series. As we progress through here, and as you might have noticed in the last part, I'm ignoring a lot of enemies, actually. This is very much where the speed and optimization of any percent comes from, is very much the judgment on how many enemies can I get away with ignoring. So we're gonna press E 4 times to complete this objective. And then ignore the enemies around us, shoot in case there's a guy here, which there is. Blow this up so no enemy shoots us with it. And now we're going to run to the other side of the ship to go kill the captain. I don't think I have a good timing for torpedo skip. Yeah, my time for torpedo skip is terrible. Okay. So, this is sniper room. This is a very scary room. There are a lot of enemies near us. There's including like 3 above us and behind us. So, we're going to just walk through this as fast as possible. And then we're going to do another kind of superfluous objective, which is press E twice on these torpedoes to blow them up. Alright. So that's torpedoes, and now we're going to head up these staircases, jumping up them to save a little bit of time. And this is, again, a very tightly routed section in the sense that if I am too slow here, I will be significantly punished for all the enemies who will swarm me. So I'm going to rocket that guy who's a sniper just to make sure he has no chance of killing me. And then I'm going to walk into the hardest section of this level, which is where there are even more enemies who have very strong interest in killing me. And I'm going to be ignoring as many of them as possible. Okay, that's where their spawns are. I have to take note of that just to be aware. Here's the captain. Now, I'm going to FPS lock to 60 FPS to hit this jump, which is not possible on the FPS I normally play on. Which I will explain in a second when I'm through this very tough section.
I can explain it.
Oh, yeah.
So in Renegade, so Renegade's physics are based on your frame rate. There's no like internal like fixed update in this game. So if you have a lower FPS, your physics are a little bit different.
That's a disaster.
And in Renegade, if you have a lower frame rate, you have a higher jump. Basically, it's basically the results of having low frame rate.
Oh, that was so bad RNG, man.
And it's unfortunate.
I'll go for the safe strat. Wait, I can't go for the safe strat. I don't have the health. Alright, so here, this is balcony section. This section, the safe strat actually takes more health damage, but in turn makes it easier to fight. I'll go for the backup safe strat, the super... Okay, I'm fine. So that's a lot of time loss. So balcony section there, you have to get down. You can either drop down to the medium balcony, which is about a second faster, but in turn insanely risky. Or you can take the full drop, which takes more damage, but is, it takes full damage, but there's no enemies who will shoot you on the way, so you will guaranteed survive if you have the health to make it. I went for fast balcony there, but because there are a lot of snipers in that room, and I took a lot of damage in the captain section, the very tightly routed section, I slept towards the end. I played it very well towards the middle part, but towards the end of it, I got very bad RNG, and got headshot by a couple enemies. So that led to me having not enough health to actually do fast balcony, which was kind of unfortunate, and had to take the backup to the backup strat. Alright, this is Deadly Reunion. First things first, we have Flame Tank skip, which involves walking at a specific angle, so this Flame Tank misses us. Now, heading into this level, DJ, what are your thoughts on helping friends?
I seem to recall you asking this question before, but my answer, I think, remains the same, is that we do not help our friends in this game.
We do not help our friends. That's a life lessons for everyone in chat, okay?
Yeah. So for people that don't know, there are primary objectives in this mission that are scattered around that are entirely focused on you helping your friends. But there's it's an extremely difficult skip up ahead that you can do to skip doing those objectives. We'll explain it once we get there, though.
Yeah, but we're gonna skip helping our friends because we can do the skip to skip them helping them.
Yep.
That's the entire point of this level. I have the wrong gun out because I'm very smart. Alright, so we just got past Scary Quarter, where there are a lot of rocket soldiers and snipers. We successfully navigated it, and now we are going to walk through the section. I'm very much avoiding shooting the tank because it will aggro onto me if I shoot it, so I'm picking my lineups and my shots such that I won't have to shoot it. But now we head on to the APC section, get that lineup to kill that through that corner. And then we will head into the Deadly Reunion vehicle section a short while. But kill this turret. There's this rocket soldier here. I'm gonna... Oh, that's really bad, actually. I'm gonna do the backup here. I got a really bad bounce there. Okay, this is a little bit scary. That's incredibly scary. Okay, I incredibly misplayed that, but it's fine. It is fine. Alright, now I'm going to FPS lock again to hit that jump named after my beloved commentator here. Saves like half a second. Alright. Need to reload my rocket launcher for definitely a flame tank that I definitely didn't just predict to be here. Okay. So this flame tank's here. I get hitboxed. The flame tank hitbox, I got hitboxed twice.
Yeah.
The flame tank hitbox is super bugged. And dead center shots like that will just go through it. It's no big deal. And then we're going to head into the vehicle section where we're going to see a lot more tap steering. like we've seen in 2 past levels, but we're also going to see the first of a very important trick in this game in general, but especially in 2 levels from now. Which is where we can animation cancel our tank shots with our rockets. Which requires first person, which is actually one of the only times in the game where you actually really need a specific point of view. Alright, so we're going to progress through this section. I'm being pretty sloppy so far. This tank will miss, and then we will, for the boys, do the funny meme strat.
Yeah, to explain what that is, in this game when you fire a shell from your tank, there's a bit of an impulse on your vehicle's like velocity, and if you're like standing still and you take a shot, you'll see that your tank gets like pushed back a little bit. You can imply that by shooting backwards, and you get a little bit of a speed boost, but it's very minimal, very minimal. It doesn't really matter. That's why I call it a meme strat, because it's very non-impactful.
Alright, hard skip time. You saw me do the animation cancel, now time for the hard skip. And I got it first try.
Yeah, that's good.
So that skip's actually incredibly easy. So this level's about helping your friends, and there is a trigger there that will fail the mission if you haven't helped your friends yet. But the trigger is very badly placed, and you can just walk left to avoid it. Also on the way, we actually hit a very hard strat called Lyrinus Jump, named after the runner who uses it a lot, which saves a second, and again, required me to frame lock 260 to actually hit it. But now comes up Deadly Reunion defense. I'm gonna go for the fast strat here. Come on, Patch, have a good placement. So our friends just teleported here. Patch loves me because he walked right here, so I get extra time to line up this shot. That I get. Second try, luckily. That shot is not trivial. And then we are going to kill these APCs. I placed C4 on my way here to be able to blow up that artillery as it landed. And now to beat this level, we need to blow up 1 more helicopter and kill 8 of these grunts for the level to progress. So while the helicopter cycle isn't up yet, so I'm going to focus on killing these grunts until the helicopter shows up right here. I'm going to have a very untimely reload in about a second. Nope, I actually get the helicopter kill first. Kill this grunt. Kill this grunt. Our friends are being very helpful. This is why we didn't help you in the past. Alright. And that will be the level.
Don't help your friends, and your friends will help you back, basically. You don't have to help them.
Alright, so that is Deadly Reunion. Next up is Grip the Black Hand, which is a stealth. I'm not in frame of my arm isn't in frame on my camera, but it's a stealth level. We're gonna be so stealthy here, okay? Look at me being so stealthy here. I'm gonna shoot this guy in the face. And then I'm gonna shoot this tank so it turns to have good timing. That was a little bit scary, actually. I had a bad timing to shoot the tank, so it turned. Okay, but we're gonna walk into this mansion here. That tank really did like me. That was really bad tank RNG, but didn't matter. But yeah, now we're gonna walk into this mansion, and we are going to find out. This is supposedly where the scientists are being held. We're gonna find out where they are by walking into this control room. And we are going to pick up the best gun in the game. So we're gonna press this terminal, get this key card, and pick up the personal ion cannon, which is so strong that it breaks Command & Conquer lore rather significantly. We're gonna drop down here because it turns out the scientists are being held in the basement. My left click didn't fire there. That was very scary. That's a sniper who could have easily killed me there. And then we're gonna progress through this underground hallway. We're gonna pull out a C4, toss it there, blow it up to kill the turrets and those 2 guys. Miss the rocket shot on the ceiling turret. And then we are going to walk into the cutscene trigger. This is about a minute-long cutscene. And, we get a plot of the game. So there's our ex. She survives being shot down in a helicopter in a volcano. Don't question it. And we're gonna encounter Ravishaw, the big villain of the game.
You couldn't do it. You're still hot for
So yeah, this level,
Very impressive, Captain
we picked up the personal ion cannon. That's gonna be really important, actually. It's necessary for both a skip throughout the run as well as like 5 fast strats. It is essential. It is it's so strong. Yeah, it is such a broken weapon. It's so necessary for this run that I don't think the speedrun will be like 3 minutes longer without it, at least. But yeah, now we have Ravshaw. He's the short guy. He's giving the evil villain speech. And I'm dropping a lot of frames right now.
I think the stream is looking okay right now, still, but
Okay, I'm back. My internet is... So Ravshaw is like, "Oh, you failed me for the last time, my Havoc's ex-girlfriend." And so he explodes the lab. Don't worry, Havoc's ex-girlfriend will survive being caught in a lab explosion too. I need to kill this turret because I didn't kill it on the way here. Alright, so now we are going to run out. We're supposed to escort the one scientist we did rescue, but escorting people is for chumps. We're just gonna run throughout here. That sniper is scary. I should have remembered I didn't kill him. That was kind of a careless mistake from me, but it did cost me time because he chose to miss, which was really nice of him. Alright, so now we're gonna just make our way out to the courtyard, and we're going to pull up a personal ion cannon, which we will use in an upcoming boss fight. Notice how Sydney, the scientist we're supposed to escort out, just kind of teleported to where we were. But now here's our ex-girlfriend's current boyfriend, and he's kind of mad at us. We are going to... This is a very, very tough boss fight. We need to just do a pick slide up. Got it. So actually, that's a very easy boss fight. You just need to have a setup to headshot him with a personal ion cannon, and it one-shots him. But he has to play his death animation here, which we are going to do. We just have to shoot him in the face a couple times, and we're standing as close as possible to him without our bullets going through him to skip an animation. But then he's going to have a dramatic death animation, and that will be the grip of the Black Hand. The stealth level that we took very stealthily, I might add.
And this is also where the personal ion cannon comes into play, saving a bunch of time with boss fights. If you didn't have this weapon for these boss fights would take a lot longer. They're usually quite bullet spongy.
So, alright. Obelisk of Oppression, Hotwire, please. Hotwire, don't troll me. Obelisk of Oppression is the run killer of Renegade. This level you can go to fasten for the first third, which is an escort section. And the people you're escorting, namely the specific one, Hotwire, who has to go hack something for you, loves trolling you. She will ruin many a run. So because to make her AI a little bit more consistent, we're actually going to wait here. This doesn't cost us time because we have to wait for her to hack the thing later, and our time will exceed that. But in the meantime, we're going to blow up these things. Here's Hotwire walking past, and now we are continuing to go. Alright, so now we are going to clear the way for her. Because she has to go hack us something for us. We cannot leave a single enemy alive. Alright, so we have these enemy spawn points memorized, a lot of snipers, a lot of rocket soldiers, a lot of chem warriors actually. Chem warriors are very easy to deal with because they have a huge head of hitbox. So it's very easy to headshot them. Whereas other enemies with the auto aim in this game will actually make you miss headshots if you at all hit the body. If you're at all lined up with the body, it will make you miss the headshot. So we're gonna clear this section.
We haven't really talked about auto aim much, have we?
No.
I'll get into that soon.
So here comes the section we need to skip, or we need to clear for Hotwire. I missed the buggy. Because I'm great at this game. Alright, so that's this section. We need to wait for the Hotwire voice line, keep those nod forces off my back to make sure she's behaving. Odd. Got it. Okay, so she is behaving. She will not troll our run today.
And if you don't know what he's talking about, sometimes Hotwire will just not walk into the trigger she's required to move on with the mission, and if she doesn't do that, the mission just doesn't progress. So it's very important that she gets there.
Alright, so we're gonna just kind of blaze through this section. By the way, Nod just tried to nuke us. I forgot to say, we are running away from a nuke, but we are so fast we do not have to worry about it. Alright, I'm gonna pick up these pickups here. Kill the sniper with a rocket launcher. Kind of justified. Alright, so Hotwire's gonna complain in the voice line that she needs help. She actually doesn't. That's just a voice line to say, because until this line that is currently playing plays, the level will fail if we move past this part, which is dependent on when Hotwire completes her hacking. You can very much lose a run to the fact that she'll take forever to complete her hacking. Alright, so here comes a rather scary section in the village square. I'm gonna quick save. There's 2 snipers who can headshot me here. There's other snipers in this window. Alright, got him. Alright, so that part is actually really hard. I'm glad I got that cleanly. Alright, now there's going to be a rocket soldier here that we're going to pre-aim. Don't really need to care about these chem warriors. There's a tank here. We're not going to bother killing him because he'll miss if we move correctly. I almost did move correctly there. But basically, you can bait out where he leads his shot, and you're fine. Alright, so now we're going to walk into this alleyway to skip like 5 vehicles. Make sure my rocket launcher is reloaded. I really need to make sure this is reloaded. I don't need those pickups. Alright, and now we are going to head into the vehicle section of Obelisk of Oppression, which is actually pretty fun. The only fun part about this level. Alright, so we accidentally killed a civilian. That one wasn't actually intentional, unlike all the other civilian kills in this run. That sniper, make sure he misses us. And then now, our friends who just escaped without us are going to drop us a tank to say sorry. We're going to kill these buildings. We are then going to reload our rocket launcher. The animation of the reload does finish inside the tank. And now we're going to do the vehicle section, which is rather mechanically intensive. And so I'm going to focus for a second.
I guess I'll take over to explain what he's going to be doing here. So there's a little trick in this game where if you exit your vehicle and fire your weapon in first person, you can fire over your vehicle and sort of stack on top of the damage you're already doing with your vehicle's turret. Normally you wouldn't be able to do this in third person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in third person, if you try to do this, you won't fire over the tank. You actually just fire behind the tank and splash yourself. But in first person, like I've mentioned before and hinted to before, your bullets come out of your face in first person. And your camera isn't actually where your person is right now when you exit the vehicle because the camera is kind of transitioning. So that's why it works, in a nutshell.
Yeah, so this section is rather mechanically intensive because I have to do this animation cancel consistently, repeatedly, including ignoring that tank as we drive to the end of the level. The level will end when we kill 2 missile launchers at this end, near the titular, that was the word I was thinking of, Obelisk of Oppression right here, which we're not going to actually kill because it's only a bonus objective. The auto-aim just screwed that shot there. Don't worry about it. We're going to kill those missile launchers, and then the level will end in like 2 seconds. So that is Obelisk of Oppression, which is very much a troll level and a run killer. So I'm glad I got that pretty consistently. Didn't have to make any mistakes. Had a pretty slow hotwire, which is fine. But now, alright, so we just got the scientists out of there. Now, in the plot of Renegade, Sydney, the scientist we rescued, leads us into a trap, and we get sent into prison. Now, our ex-girlfriend lets us out of prison, because she's mad at her old bosses for trying to kill her in the whole lab explosion incident, which she did survive. It's pretty easy to escape from prison, though, because we can just shoot people in the face. Alright, we actually got really good RNG there in terms of the enemy drops. They dropped ammo, which is what we want here, because our guns got reset. Now we're going to pick up these weapons. The most important is this personal ion cannon, for the fact that, like we did in the previous boss fight, it makes the boss fights really trivial. We're going to kill this gun and place these 2 turrets, and then this sniper, and then these 2 officers. Don't actually need to kill them, but I want to kill him so that he drops an ammo pickup, hopefully. Now we're going to get in this buggy. This buggy is also important to keep the health of, like in Mission 3, because we will be doing a skip with it, which is quite mechanically difficult, actually. It's one of the harder skips in Renegade. Alright, so we're going to be driving through this section, making sure to tap steer so we don't lose our momentum. We're actually going to pick up an armor upgrade, which you might have, if you watched the 100% run, seen a lot of, that increases our armor permanently throughout the rest of the game. Missed. Oh, that was so bad, man.
Oh no.
Where's my save? My autosave. I forgot to quick save. So that tank has 2 ways it can aim. I misread which way it was aiming, and I didn't react in time to dodge its shot.
Backup strat here for sure.
Yeah, I have to backup strat here. I don't have the rocket out even. So the backup strat is to kill this tank. Oh, that's so sad. I haven't not gone for that skip in like 2 months. you can skip past that flame tank with a very, very precise lineup and live on like 1 HP with your buggy. Your buggy's at high health. I'm really mad at myself for missing that skip, actually. But such is the life. That kind of kills this run, to be honest, in terms of any like viability for being really good. But again, not a big deal. It's a marathon setting. But yeah, basically that tank, there's 2 ways it can shoot, and the 2 ways it can, I misread which way it was gonna shoot, so it shot me instead of me dodging it. All right, next up is the ground section of Evolution of Evil. I'm gonna shoot this APC once here and once here to splash damage this buggy to make sure I kill it, and then kill these guys who are in my way. Yeah. I'm peeved at myself for missing flame skip. I wanted to show it off because it's really cool. But all right, so now we're gonna walk past these parts, get in this tank here. This tank just kind of saves a couple seconds by us driving. We don't use it for much. We also use it to kill that guy because that's a sniper and rocket soldier, our 2 favorite enemies, all in one place for us. And then we're just gonna drive to the end here and get out. And then now we're going to head into further underground into this base to rescue the next scientists, the next 2 scientists we know about. We're going to drop down here. This turret won't shoot us in time. Go watch on off. All right, now is Flame Underground. This is pretty cool. Oh, shit. I also only picked up 1 flamethrower. All right, so this is, the flamethrower auto stuns if we hit the shot with it. So we're going to... What? I actually just got headshot like 4 times there.
Ooh, I just got it. Man.
And I'm back here because I forgot to quick save. Have to relive my pain of not hitting flame tank skip. I forgot to quick save there. I've never messed up that part before. Oh, that's such a choke.
So the reason the flamethrower ammo is so important, as I was mentioning before, is because when you hit enemies with the flamethrower, they get stunned, and it's very important to not take damage. And it's really easy to do that when they're stunned. So, man, that sucks. It's unfortunate.
Oh, crap. Okay, everything that went wrong could have gone wrong there. Went wrong there. My buggy was like the A key wasn't actually pressing on it for some reason. I was turning left. And it wasn't working. Oh man.
It's okay. It's okay. Marathon setting. Don't worry about it.
This run was going really well too.
It's a hard run, especially with today's records. So.
Okay, the auto aim just trolled me there, by the way. Basically the auto aim, if it locks onto a thing, it can make you run not the direction you're going. So it locked onto the enemy behind me and made me run backwards, even though I wasn't running backwards.
Yeah, for some reason they made the auto aim not change where your the bullets will be going, but where your character is facing, like in 3rd person, which affects your movement, which is very annoying to deal with in 80%.
Okay. Yeah, so everything that could have gone wrong there did go wrong. My vehicle got fully glitched there. My vehicle is what? I've never seen this before.
Oh, that's a collision bug. That's a collision bug.
Oh, man. I've literally never seen that before, by the way. Okay. The worst evolution of evil of all time.
Yeah, sometimes if you hit, if you collide with terrain with a vehicle in a certain way, it'll just cause the vehicle to just get completely stuck. You won't be able to move it at all until it gets bumped out of the way by something else.
Alright, flamethrower section actually done correctly this time.
Let's do it.
I got both flamethrowers, and then I'm gonna top stun enemies as I YOLO past them. Okay, here's the scary part of this. We need to find out where the spawns are.
Yeah, spawns are random. Or maybe, I guess spawns probably aren't random, but the way enemies move by the time you get to them is random. They aren't consistent.
Okay, we're through. That was a nightmare. I can't believe I messed that up. I've, like, never messed up that part before. I'm so mad at myself.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Alright, we're coming on to a cutscene where, spoiler alert to Renegade, one of the scientists we're trying to save, Petrova, is actually the big bad guy of the game.
What?
Not Ravishaw.
No.
Yeah, no, Ravishah gave up his ambitions to be the big evil general, to become taller.
Ravishah?
That's him. He's taller. He gave up his ambitions to be the evil general to be taller. And in turn, Petrova is the evil scientist lady. Alright, so this boss fight is really free if I hit one thing. I've missed this thing like 5 billion times in a row in practice because I've just not been lucky. But we're going to make a quick save at the start of this and go for it repeatedly because that's the correct way to play this boss fight.
Should be noted that the head hitbox on Ravishah is not consistent. It doesn't always work. Even if you hit the headshot, it misses still.
So we need to hit a pick headshot with him. But the auto aim is actually what we have to go around because if the auto aim at all touches his body, we will lock onto his body and not his head. Missed it. Went too slow. Oh, okay. Got it.
Nice.
Alright. No Ravishah bug, please. Okay. He can bug out there and not die for about 50 seconds. That's the boss fight.
Yeah, Renegade bosses are pretty finicky to work with. Probably the least polished part of the game.
Evolution of Evil is finally over. I am free from a level I've never really thought was hard before, but just completely messed up in every possible way. Alright, here's Albright's Oberon, which is the exact same level, but backwards, and it's an escort mission. And in this difficulty, this escort mission sucks.
The main reason for that is because, okay, so in Commando, which is the one I run in for 100% like 2 days ago, every AI has better armor. They take more hits, including your allies. So on the easier difficulty, your own ally that you're escorting here has less health, which makes things harder, even though it's an easier difficulty.
Alright,
and what makes it worse is the auto-aim. Your auto-aim can auto-aim onto your friendly targets, which, as you can imagine, makes things even harder for this kind of mission in context.
What? How did I fail the mission?
Mission failed.
Excuse me?
I wonder...
Did Mobius like it chain CC headshot?
I have a theory.
Yeah.
I think Mobius got blue-held.
No way!
That's my theory. I don't know for sure, but...
Yeah, no, Mobius can't actually take enough damage at that time to die.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think that's the only way he dies there, is if a collision bug happens. Okay, so I should probably elaborate. Blue hell in this game is referring to a collision bug that, if it happens, the people or the objects involved in that collision will just fly into Narnia, like literally millions and millions and millions of units away from the map origin. They'll just fly to, and if they fly below the map, there's a kill plane there, and they'll just die instantly, which is why the mission fail just happened immediately. That's my theory.
So, the guy I'm escorting literally just teleported to the kill plane of the map due to colliding with an enemy in a completely RNG way. It's like 1 in 1,000. Okay.
It's so funny. Both of our marathon runs had blue hell. That's hilarious.
Which, like, never happens. It's so rare. Alright, so we're gonna grab these key cards to escape with Mobius. So he can't actually take damage from enemies, really only from me. Notice how he just was completely getting shot by enemies there, but didn't take damage. I do like double damage to him though for some bizarre reason. I don't know why I didn't rock with that. I'm actually just getting so trolled by RNG so far.
Yeah, this is such a troll late game. I don't know what's happening.
Like, most of these haven't even been mistakes. These have literally just been like ultra bad RNG. Alright, so here's the first of the escort sections that's a little bit tricky, because Mobius loves to jump in front of our bullets here, and we need to make sure these guys don't do damage to him, but they will stun lock him. Okay, we got that pretty consistently. Nice. Okay. Okay. I gave a super passive estimate that I was really sad that I gave because I thought I could, like, even world record during this run. But, turns out that's not going to be happening. Alright, here's the really hard section. Why are they so fast? Drop. What did you drop? You dropped nothing? Where's your friend? Where's your friend? Where's your friend? Okay, only 2 of 3 spawn there. There should be 3 spawns there. And they were, like, way farther forward than they normally are, which nearly killed me.
This is some serious marathon luck you're having right now. This is crazy. I'm in awe, actually.
Okay. Alright, so now there's 2 laser soldiers here. We're going to use Mobius, who doesn't take damage to them, to bait them out. The second one spawned back, which is bad RNG, but didn't affect us here. And now we are going to get into Rocket Cavern, which is really hard. Alright.
Good luck.
Yeah. Oh, my health is terrible, too. My sound glitched. That was a clutch dodge, and that... Yes! I finally got good enemy RNG once! I got good enemy RNG once, the rocket soldier decided to go downstairs. There's usually 2 more rocket guys there.
Yeah, the AI is weird sometimes. Sometimes the rockets that spawn in this area, there's a total of like 6 or 7 or something. Ridiculous. But sometimes they can just decide to randomly jump down to the bottom of the area, which we came from. We were down there and then took the elevator. That's where they were. So, I don't know why that happened. So, it is quite nice.
That was really nice of them. Alright, now we're going to head into Garage, which is the other incredibly mechanically difficult section of this run. Of this level, I mean. Where basically there's a lot of guys. They feel like killing us. And it's kind of RNG of where they are. That's not good. Okay, they corrected themselves. They decided to align better than they were in. Alright, that was okay. Why are you here? That was a really far back spawn. Alright, that was mediocre, but it was not horrible like every other RNG, semi-RNG section has been.
It's really nice when they line up like that, because the flamethrower, not only does it stun, but it can hit multiple targets at once, which is really important for large groups like that. That's why it's fast.
Alright, we are now going to escape with Mobius. We also picked up an armor upgrade to permanently buff our armor for the rest of the run. Yeah, okay. I'm ready to be free from this n0toh facility, personally. Alright, so now here's Escape. Escape is really easy. There's these guys. It's actually kind of fun. You can just kind of shoot them. And they all, like, fall like chickens.
Commando is definitely not that. That is such a hard section.
Yeah, on this difficulty, the section's incredibly easy. Because they can't even do enough damage if they tried.
Yep.
Alright, but that is finally us free from All Brains No Brawn and us free from Evolution of Evil. I'm ready to get out of that n0toh facility where I had the worst possible marathon luck in like 7 different instances there.
I'm still in awe about that. The amount of consecutive marathon luck stuff you had to deal with there is insane.
Alright, here's some more technology today. This level is very difficult in terms of routing and also has some big skips. This has like 3 or 4 big skips in it, and is the second longest level in Renegade. I've been practicing the hell out of this level. So much so that it kind of went from a weakness to a strength of mine. But we're about to see tomorrow's technology today. So first things first, we're going to do Uke Skip, which is like Duncan Skip that we saw in Mission 2, where we're going to use the fact that we can line up through geometry to shoot through walls to kill a building really fast. However, there's a slight complication, which is that in this level, their buildings heal. But the heal takes time to warm up, so we have to hit everything perfectly so that they don't have time to warm up their healing before. So I'm using the chain gun here because it's a low damage gun, actually. Alright, here goes. This skip is the version of the skip. It's called Uke Skip, and I'm gonna line up. Got it.
Nice. So the main reason he was using a low damage gun there is because he doesn't want to warm up the repairs. So basically, in this level, all the buildings have automatic repairs, and at first, when they first start getting damaged, it is a low amount of repairs. But the more you damage it with a higher damage weapon, like a higher damage rapid fire weapon like laser chain gun, it's going to warm up those repairs rapidly. It's going to start repairing extremely quickly. You won't be able to kill it fast. So you want to use a low damage gun so it doesn't trigger that as often.
Yeah, and killing that building is what gave us the access to this tank, which we'll use for the next sequence of skips. Alright, so we're, yeah, so now we're going to go into Refinery, which is kind of, one of those sections of Renegade where very much your kind of skill at the main determiner in any percent shines through, which is your judgment between how much of the enemies can you truly ignore. All right, so I'm looking at my minimap to find this rocket guy and this guy. There's a rocket guy to our above us, and we're gonna kill him. Was really clean. All right, I need Okay, that was really scary because I was caught in a reload to a rocket guy in my face, but he decided not to shoot, which was really nice of him. Got flamethrowers. Let's go. That's really good RNG actually. We want flamethrowers there because they do the least damage of anyone who can spawn there. Whereas everyone else who can spawn there, namely rocket guys, kind of are scary, and so we pulled out the flamethrower to just spray and try to stun them, and so we could grab this keycard, which is necessary to open this gate.
Worth noting that this entire level has most enemies randomly spawning in, doing a certain set, like of 3 or 4 different types.
Most of them are 50-50 between them being the n0toh officer, which is just a guy with a gun, and a rocket soldier, which is terrifying. So next up, this is TTT driving, which has infinite enemy spawns that are random between rocket soldiers and guys with guns, as well as the obelisk that we will have to kill. I'm going to try to long-range snipe some of these. The auto-aim can very much troll me here, but I did it controlled, which is nice.
The main reason auto-aim is really bad with tanks like this that have double barrels is because the auto-aim centers your aim, but these barrels are offset. So center of mass target shots are not going to hit, which is what auto-aim is trying to go for.
Yeah, this gun luckily this tank luckily does have a right click, which is anti-infantry and does very high splash damage, so it doesn't really matter if you hit them super precisely, because you will just splash them. Yeah. All right, so next up is building skip. Building skip is seriously? You're kidding me. Okay, I got stuck there on the collision. You can't get back in the tank if you're in the air, so it didn't even let me get back in the tank.
Yeah, that's happened to me before. I haven't seen it happen for that long, but, like, yeah. It's probably a common theme so far, especially in this run. Collision in this game is quite buggy.
Go for building skip, which is where I'm going to shoot this building before it repairs. I have to hit the poles. I'm going to kill this building. And then I'm going to go for the cool trick here. This is basically like only like a second faster, where I can clip that switch through the wall. I'm going to then leave that turret to kill my tank, which I really want him to kill my tank. He might not. But, all right, now comes spaceship. This section is, like a lot of sections of this level, very hard and even harder depending on your RNG of enemy spawns. So far have gotten very bad enemy spawns. Okay, that actually isn't terrible. Alright, that's not bad. Alright, so there's 4 rocket soldiers above us, and then 4 enemies on the ground that are random 50-50 between being a rocket soldier who's terrifying and a guy with a gun who is not. Alright, so now we're going to open this gate just to optimize the thing for later, and then we're going to shoot this rocket guy and this SAM site. Auto-aim almost trolled me there. And then we're going to shoot down this helicopter. Alright, that's where that guy is. Going to make sure our personal ion cannon is reloaded for a small optimization. Kill this helipad. Kill this guy behind us. Rocket soldier. Alright, and now we can't kill the SAM site right away because when these 2 SAM sites die, a vehicle for us will spawn, which lets us get back to the end point of the level much faster. But it will get shot down if we aren't there to protect it. So we are first going to kill this construction yard, which is a necessary objective. We use the personal ion cannon just to save ourselves a little bit of damage because it's a very high damage gun. And then we're going to blow up our C4 on the SAM site to trigger the vehicle spawn. And then we're going to snipe this rocket soldier to make sure he doesn't shoot down the helicopter that will drop the vehicle in. Alright. So far this level has actually been really clean besides the vehicle collision bug. Which is out of my control. Alright, so this is the driving section. This section is a little bit tough because you have to be very cognizant of where enemies can spawn because your Humvee is really low HP. So you need to be ready for rocket guys to spawn. So we're going to kill this turret. There's a rocket guy there. We need to make sure he dies. Did our tank get killed by the turret? It did. Thanks, turret. So basically this driving path is cleared for us because our tank got killed. Alright, now there's 2 stealth tanks here. I'm going to try to dodge their shots, but I might not. I didn't. I'm terrified. I'm really low HP. Alright, so now we just need to pick up this armor upgrade and this personal ion cannon to end the level. That was really scary, actually. Okay, and the level is going to end. And that was a pretty solid towards technology today. really only two minor things that went wrong. And the two things that went wrong were entirely luck-based. Alright, stopping at Holy Ground, the final level of the game. I'm going for because my level run has gone so far pretty annoyingly RNG bad, I am sending the Isle Strat in this level, because why not?
Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm excited for this.
Okay, so this level is very hard, because all the enemies are really scary. So we're first going to do fast drop, which means we ignore all the enemies in that room to go into this room to pick up a key card. Release turrets. Pick up that, pick up that, pick up the key card. Alright. We got the best line in the game, which is where the big bad guy of the entire series, Kane, says progress seems to be slow. And now we're going to do fast room, which is where I have to use the Volt Rifle stun to chain stun every enemy who has an interest in shooting me. I kind of did it badly, but not so badly that I failed. So now we're going to kill these two guys. That guy went in that room, kill that guy. Alright, now we have Visceroids. That's a really bad Visceroids. So the Visceroids can either choose to run at you or stay in the room. It's very much nicer if they stay in the room. Why did the Volt Rifle ammo not spawn? Oh, I already picked it up, that's why. Alright. And now, we are going to head back out through this room. Enemies spawn infinitely in it, so we have to make sure we are moving fast enough. We're going to check that corner because the guy spawns there. And now we are going to get into Templar Room. Templar Room is insanely difficult, and we are setting the Isle Strat because I want to do something cool. Alright, so this is Templar Room. There's about 20 Templars that spawn. These are the second toughest enemy in the game, in terms of guns. This button kills half of them, and the rest of them will spawn on the other side of the room. There's also one there, but we're not going to go for it. In fact, we're not even going to particularly fight them. We're just going to take this elevator and leave them be.
The main reason that's important is because we go through this room again through an escort mission with Sydney, and if you leave more of them alive, the more likely Sydney's going to just explode and die.
Yeah, but if we play Sydney well, that saves us about 15 seconds. So that's called One Button. That was the Isle Strat first investigated by a runner named Lyrinus. Shout out to Lyrinus, by the way. Yeah, so now here is Corkscrew. This is another mechanically difficult part of the game where there's invisible soldiers who love shooting us. And we are going to send it upstairs and not really take time to fight them unless they're in our way. Because we are being aggressive. Alright, so I'm going to make sure I have my reloads managed pretty well. Alright, most of them will line up here. If you get a good lineup, it's called Protagonist lineup, and I got an insanely good lineup, actually. Alright, get out of my way. Alright, and now we are going to go into the final boss fight of the game, where I'm doing the really hard Isle Strat here. Where she has per people who will heal her. You can kill the people who heal her ahead of time, but it costs you quite a bit of time. But, we are going to do it anyway, because I want to do it. Alright. Alright, so we're going to run here, shoot the guy who heals her, and then pull out the personal eye cannon. Headshot her. And then kill her. That was perfect.
Nice job.
Need to make sure every enemy is dead here, because if any aren't, we will die in this cutscene. This is the only cutscene in the game where enemies can shoot you during it. Let's go. I got Fast Petrova, like, flawless. That's insanely, to anyone for Renegade who were watching, that's insanely hard. You need to hit that headshot.
So hard. Good job, man.
Yeah, so there are people who heal her, and if you don't, I didn't kill one of them even. And if you are too slow, they will just out-heal her, and you will just have to restart the boss fight usually. As well as the personal eye cannon headshot on her, your auto-aim will troll you and will body shot unless you hit it basically pixel perfect. Alright, now, here's Sydney. Here's where we're going to pay the consequences of our actions in terms of not killing these Templars earlier. We're going to make sure we need to fight them out now here. Let's go. That was great. That was basically as good as it could have gone. Alright, so now we are going to walk up this nuclear silo, and we're going to blow it up and escape, and that will be Command & Conquer Renegade.
Time will be when the finish screen shows up, by the way.
Yeah. So now we have to do the hardest trick in the game. Look up and kill this guy. Alright, ready on time.
Attention. This
Yeah, okay, ready on time. Yeah.
Show business. Don't throw stones in glass houses without proper protection. That is all.
And time.
GG.
GG. So I had some terrible middle marathon luck in the mid-late game there. But stopping on Holy Ground, the final level, I sent the Isle strat and nailed it, so I'm pretty happy. Yeah, Renegade 80% is a very mechanical, it's a very hyper-optimized run that a lot can go wrong. And to be honest, I'm pretty happy with how I executed things, because most of the stuff was out of my control.
Yeah, other than Marathon Log, that was just a really, really solid run. Like, your execution of things that were in your control was really solid.
Yeah, so that's Renegade 80%. I hope you all enjoyed. Renegade is a great game to speedrun. I highly recommend it. If you want hyper-optimized shooter that's based upon like both pulling off some tricks as well as very much about just understanding the game, Renegade 80% is for you. If you want a more mechanically intensive FPS experience, there's this 80% soldier runs called Soldier Percent or 100% that are both really fun in terms of just the FPS mechanics. And then if you want wacky meme category, there's Teleport Percent. So there's a place for everyone in Renegade.
Teleport percent, if you aren't aware, is a category where you teleport around the maps, and some maps you can just complete like instantly, and it makes the category literally like less than a half hour long. So if you like short categories, that's the one for you too.
Okay. Out of curiosity, what was my final time?
Real time, it was 108.45.
Ah, so with loads, it's probably like 104, 105. 105 with loads. That's not, or without loads. That's pretty solid. Pretty solid.
Good job.
Yeah, a little bit of frustrated that things out of my control, but
I mean, it's a
such is
marathon.
the
Like,
life.
it seems like it's guaranteed, right? Like, it just happens.
Yeah. But yeah, that is all for me today. Quick before I head off, I would like to highlight some members of the Renegade community. Both firstly, thank you so much to my co-commentator DJ Thed. Excellent runner. During 2 days ago, during shots fired, he actually set the 100% world record during his run. He played exceptionally. Big shouts to him. Thank you to him so much. And then shouts to some members of the community. Lyrinus, who I mentioned, found a lot of these tricks and was really the first runner to take Renegade speedrunning seriously. Huge community icon. None of us would be here without him. Shouts to Church and Sarge, who both is the tireless speedrun.com moderator, as well as actually the reason I'm running this game, because he, during GDQ hotfix, presented the tutorial to this game. So huge shoutouts to him. Shoutouts to Yuke, the runner who found like 5 of the skips we did in that run. Like, for real, that's insanely impressive. Those skips would not be possible without him, and great guy. Yeah. Shoutouts also to Stefan1192, the former world record holder for this game, who really pushed, I think, me and Thed to actually get better at 80% and really drive the category down, because he was sprinting when we were all crawling as babies in terms of like how he approached 80% and the way that you can actually decide not to fight people. And then yeah, a couple more shoutouts to Poochie's, Tiberius Vision, and Sif Magdi, who are also very active runners of the game and contribute a lot of great ideas. But that is it for me. I'll be signing off, and have a good one, and good luck to every runner in the rest of the marathon.